What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fanatically Speaking. I'm Kent.
I'm Logoff. I'm the Logoff legend. And we're here to say everything that every fan is thinking, but louder and probably a little crazier. Get ready. This is Fanatically Speaking with Kent and Logoff. You know what's funny? Like, I'm not a social media hater. I'm a social media hater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that I get on the internet and start hating people on social media. That's not what I do.
The first half was absolutely horrible. You know, just inept offense, inept defense, special teams, you name it.
I'm going to turn into Oprah. Why were you so angry?
He sucks this season. This game, whatever's going on, right? And the very next pitch, guess what they do? They double homer, and he's like, "Told you, Dad. Why are you always knocking down people?"
You got the highs and the lows.
Yeah. So I do that.
You need the highs and the lows, and
so I do that. Yeah.
But I'm trying to be the voice of reason here.
I am what I am.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fanatically Speaking. I'm Kent, co-host and promoter.
I am Logoff, the Logoff legend, the hater of social media. I'm the co-host and producer of the show.
And today is a special show. We have our first guest, collab. It is historic. We have Ivory Craig Jr. join us.
What's going on?
Welcome,
What's
sir.
going on? Appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely.
And Ivory, you have your own podcast called Ivory Soapbox. So what? Tell us about that. Tell us what got you into it, and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I started my podcast a lot later than I thought I was going to start it, if that makes sense. It was one of those situations where I thought about it, people had told me I should do it, and then, you know, just life happens, and you end up not knowing how to do something, and so knowing how is like over half of like actually getting something done. And so finally figuring out, I YouTube everything. So YouTube how to like start a podcast, and it was one of those things that I just said, okay, I'm going to build the airplane as I fly it, and everything came out kind of pretty much like I expected. It's just a lot more that goes into actually starting a podcast and doing everything, you know, like whenever you're not only the creator, the director, the producer, the actual host, it's just so much that goes on into it. And once you actually get the show done and completed, you want to get the show out as soon as possible, of course. And so that was a big thing for me, just actually getting it off the ground. And myself and you guys, we're both into the small group of people that actually get a podcast through so many episodes. So pat on the back for both of us for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We count those episodes. We're like, okay, we're reaching to this milestone, the next milestone, and then have those goals as far as listeners as well, downloads.
Those analytics, they matter. I mean, it's one of those things where I love actually, like, I don't care who listens, because my podcast is more so for the future, for like children to listen to, my children to listen to later on down the road whenever I'm not around. And maybe I could reach somebody out there that was like, okay, I understand what he's saying. And so I don't even care who listens. However, of course, the analytics, they matter a lot for sure.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see your stats, man.
It is. It is.
You want to see the stats on the scoreboard sometimes. No, I totally understand it.
No, 100%. That's a good perspective to put it in, because it's one of those things. Okay, I'm not playing this game for me, you know. But at the same time, it's just like, okay, I dropped 40, so I'm good with that.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
What would you say, just getting it off the ground? What was your biggest challenge if you had to pick one?
My biggest challenge was simply starting it. I think once I got motivated, started getting some equipment and getting it actually filmed, and like seeing that, hey, there's like clips and sound bites that I could use. And it's a cool process, because honestly, you might think there's a lot of people doing it in the world if you look at it that way. But if you look locally, there's not a whole lot of us doing this stuff. And so whenever you know someone who's shooting a podcast and you get to listen to someone talk about something locally, like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that, I think that goes a long way in itself right there. So I think the hardest part for me was simply just starting it, because it took years to do that. You could give so many different excuses, but finally you just like, okay, do it or not.
Gotcha. No, absolutely, man.
Yeah, you mentioned locally, like you said, there's now only a few of us. I learned about one the other day. Somebody told me, they said so and so's got a pod. I was like, had no idea.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, if they're not on social media like Logoff, I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Nah, you're spot on with that, because there's been people like, oh yeah, but the worst part I think about it is it's not the people that say they have a podcast; it's the people that say, oh yeah, I thought about starting a podcast, and I'm just like, okay, but you didn't, like you haven't. Like, send it to me when you get it up and running, but like, don't tell me that, like, oh yeah, I thought about it. Like, it's like doers do.
As far as your show, what's the purpose of you creating a podcast? Like, what's kind of your from week to week, episode to episode, like what are you looking to put out? Is it more current events? Is it more just kind of hot button topic issues of the moment? Like, what comes to mind for you for that?
It's a little bit of both, a mixture. It's past stories, because I personally feel like I have a cool story to tell. And so it's a different perspective that a lot of people don't necessarily have the opportunity to hear or listen to, because a lot of people that have experienced some things, they don't tell their story. And so you have to hear a lot of the stuff from people that you don't know, so you can't maybe empathize, or you're not able to understand completely because you don't know where that person come from, because it's a stranger. And so with me, like, it's a lot of stuff in my past, but also just current events of what's going on. I've talked about anything under the sun, I feel like, in the last 9 months that I've started doing this. But at the same time, I think it's just hot topics are tough to grasp, of course, because it's like, okay, hot topic, we're not privy to the setup and everything that these people that are getting paid to do it are. Yeah. So we can't just pop on and say, okay, we need to talk about this. It might take me a week to get on there and talk about something, and it, like, that hot topic could have passed already, but I still like to give my perspective on it. So I think that's a big thing right there. But a lot of times it's just kind of updates on what's going on with me and my world, and trying to give perspective on local things that's happening and just stuff like that.
Yeah, staying relevant with the topics is also, it is a challenge. That might be the biggest challenge sometimes, especially for like us doing the sports. We want to we have to plan it accordingly. That way it's not too old and nobody cares about it.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But I know a lot of things, like you said, if it really is a hot topic, someone will listen. I mean, I do the same thing. I listen to stuff all the time. I don't care how old it is.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Just somebody's perspective that I think that's a huge thing. But, yeah, sometimes you got to strike where the iron's hot with a lot of these things. And so that's what I try to do, of course. But at the same time, life happens. We're all tired, things going on, children's sports, and work got you down and all kinds of stuff. So it is hard to jump on there whenever you got things going on 24/7. But you have to take advantage of them, though, when you can.
And I'll say this, Ivory. You've talked about to me or us about doing TikToks and videos back in COVID. And by the way, you were very entertaining doing that stuff.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you really were, and you still are, right? So you, like I say, you do video and audio, and that's one good thing you got going is when you post that you did an episode, you have that video to go with the audio, which is pretty cool, and that's a goal for us eventually to get there in some sort of fashion. But like you said, it was one challenge to start the podcast, and then it's like for us, it's getting a location and a background and all that fun stuff. But you're doing a really good job, and like I said, with the social media, it's good that you have your face, your video, and the audio too.
No, I appreciate that for sure, because, when you put yourself out there like that, of course you do want people to at least pay attention a little bit. But a lot of times it turns out really well, because people might not like or comment on the post that I share, which is fine. But at the same time, when you see somebody in person, they bring it up to you. You know what I'm saying? They see it. It's out there. And they might not just pay a whole lot of attention to it by liking or commenting, but they do see the video and stuff. And just by being on the quick video with you guys, like you guys would absolutely kill if you had some like video out there to be able to show those sound bites and stuff. Because I mean, a lot of times, Ken, I think we spoke on the phone the other day just about like if I'm on Instagram and I see a professional microphone with headphones and like a background or something, like I'm probably going to listen. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't even really matter what they're talking about. Like I'll listen for a second because a lot of stuff is super random and I just get grabbed into the story, you know?
Right. It's that social media feed that Logoff don't know about. That, like you said.
Yeah, hold on. Not only do I not know about it, don't care about it either.
Man, you are honestly though, you are so lucky though. There are so many times I wish I didn't have social media. It's just so impactful for my business where I have to. But man, like
and I get that, and I and it's one of the things I make sure to kind of repeat. Like it's not. I don't want to ruin social media for anybody else. Like I know there's people who make their living based on social media,
literally,
Facebook, TikTok, IG interactions, especially like you working in real estate. Like it's imperative to have a presence. But for me, I sleep easy at night knowing knowing that I don't have any IG posts or any Facebook feeds to maintain.
Man, that's got to be pretty stress free.
It's just for me. Yes.
Because
it is great.
I mean, there's so many people I know that just like if with me during campaign season for city council and stuff like that, if I didn't have social media during campaign season, my unofficial campaign slogan was "I hate campaign season." But I guarantee you, it would have been "I love campaign season" if it wasn't for social media. Because there's them keyboard warriors on there, man. They get on there, they'll see you in person. They will not be the same person as they were 2 days ago online.
That Mount Holly town talk.
I swear, man. You know.
Hey, but social media, I will say this, and we'll go to something else. But like you said, social media is what you make it. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it is. And I did have one more thing, and you actually beat me to it a little bit, Ivory. So you mentioned, you make your content, you post it, you put it out there. It may not get the exact reaction that you think something really good that you've done should get online, but you meet people in person and then you have some, conversations or exchanges with them about something that you created. They just didn't happen to, heart it or like it or share it.
Right.
So what would you say kind of got, not necessarily the biggest or the best reaction, but just the most memorable one where someone brought something that you made up to you and you were like, you know what, that's cool that they actually came to me and spoke to me about it.
Let's see.
And I know I put you on the spot. You can take a second. It's all good.
You're good. It was. It's probably more so one of the things that. So I'd say it was probably my real estate license when I first got them. So I worked as a police officer, and then I got my real estate license while I was a police officer. So I worked real estate and law enforcement for a year and a half at the same time, full time in both. And then I would have people come up to me and say like, "Oh, I saw your post about this, man. Congratulations." And I'm just like, appreciate that. And it's like one of those people, it's not everybody, of course, because you don't mentally take note of everyone. But at the same time, there is a few people that you're like, oh, okay, you didn't like my post or congratulate me on that. Like, no big deal, but you're telling me like you're super excited for me in person, So it was definitely a real estate because I have people all the time, too, that still come up to me saying, hey, man, saw you were top 10 in your company this month, or you won that award for this, and like literally did not like it or anything online, but I do see them interacting online, but a lot of those people at the same time pop up whenever I post something that's not necessarily, like, I guess, controversial or something that they may not agree with. Then they'll pop up and then comment or do something on there. But at the same time, when it comes to something that's congratulatory or something, they're not on there congratulating or liking or anything like that, which is, of course, it's just the nature of the beast, and it doesn't like do anything to me negative or positively, but at the same time it is noticed.
Gotcha. Well, I'll take that as one more check for Logoff as the anti-social media crew over here.
I was set up.
I know that was your answer. I mean, it's a great answer, and it's got to feel good to have people, like you said, speak to you, embrace you, and congratulate you on something like that. That is an accomplishment. That's got to feel good. to shift things just a little bit. So the three of us, three grown men, three fathers, and I'm sure we've had quite a bit of our ups and downs. You mentioned some things about your past and your upbringing and just kind of your journey to get to this point right now. I'm sure there's been kind of some tumultuous situations, and my question for you is, what of a tumultuous nature happened to you that led to you becoming a Dallas Cowboys fan?
I knew it was coming. Hey, the funny thing about it is, and like also kind of a perfect setup off of that. So my dad is a Raiders fan. My dad grew up a Raiders fan. I mean, born in the 60s, John Madden time, when they were really good. Like, I guess pre-Al Davis going crazy, not listening to anybody, things of that nature. Yeah. But also, me being born in 1988, my mom being a Cowboys fan, my aunt being a Cowboys fan. I mean, I was brought up in the best era of Cowboys football. And it was just one of those things where I just grasped to it because, I mean, you had the starter jackets, you had Deion Sanders. I mean, the Cowboys were the it team of the 90s. Hate it or love it, they were the it team in the 90s. And so me just being who I am, loyal by nature, I ended up staying with them through a whole lot of thick and thin.
Well, it's been 30 years, but who's counting? I don't
know. No one's counting, right? No one. I think everybody's counting. I think Logoff probably logs on to count the time people are talking junk on social media about the Cowboys.
Not quite, but it's enough. Trust me, I know it's out there.
Oh, yeah.
To touch on that, so there was a pretty big campaign earlier this season. Dak Prescott was having a moment. He had a stretch of about 3 or 4 games where he was super impressive as your quarterback. And I know things are a little down for your Cowboys, but how do you feel about their season thus far?
So I'll say this quick, funny thing real quick, and then I'll go into that. But my son, who's 5 years old, I come downstairs with my Tony Romo jersey on, right? And he literally looks at me and says, "Oh, man, you got a Turpin jersey. I want one of those." And I'm just like,
wow.
Right? I'm just like, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that threw me off completely because I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. And when he said that, I'm just like, bro, like times have changed. I miss Tony. I'm a big Tony Romo fan. I am. But at the same time, Dak, a lot of times Dak gets the shaft, like he gets the short end of the stick when it comes because we are America's team, And so everybody either hates the Cowboys or they love the Cowboys. And there's that occasional, I don't even care about football person that's in the middle. But I am very excited that Dak's still playing and he is our quarterback. And it's one of those situations where we, who would we get other than Dak Prescott? We had backup quarterbacks that have come in and to not perform. They performed for a little bit while they could, but then at the same time, I mean, a lot of the stuff, the issues with the Cowboys over the last several years hasn't been necessarily Dak's fault. He's done some things that is definitely negative things that haven't helped us, but at the same time, he's definitely done a lot of good stuff, and for him, he's definitely not the problem for our season and our record right now. I know that much. I blame Jerry Jones to the end of time on that.
Got it. All right, Ken, I'm going to move out of the way. I'm going to actually move these tables and chairs out of the way, too.
Okay.
Whatever Cowboys information you have, you go ahead. I'm going to step aside. Floor is yours.
Yeah. No, I just want to point out, in an earlier episode, we talked about Cowboys. And, again, we're Eagle fans. So Ivory is one of those guys we talked about. You meet these people. They're so nice. They're such good people, and they're Cowboy fans. So you are in that category. Yeah, you're in that. We don't hold it against you.
Glad to oblige.
And that's a lot about this episode too. As like I said, Eagles Cowboys, play this Sunday. But before that, we'll get into that. I'll talk about Dak. Dak does perform. It doesn't matter who wears the star. I'm gonna be against them. But Dak does perform. He does put up numbers. And like this year, the offense is great, but the defense is not. And like you said, quarterbacks always get the blame. even when they win, just ask the Eagles. Even when they win, quarterback gets the blame for everything. Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? And then, of course, when you lose or it doesn't go your way, it's the same thing. But not at the end of the day, Dak has been a good quarterback, and that's really all I got. I mean,
Well, yeah. Well, and not only that, and I've always liked Dak, even as an Eagles fan. I liked him as a player, and a lot of people. I know we talk about last 30 years or whatever, but people forget Dak wasn't supposed to be what he was. Came in, took Tony Romo's job, played well, outplayed him to take his job and send him into retirement into the booth. Came back, middle of the road quarterback, but improved, then broke his leg and came back and was still great. So, he's had a hell of a journey, and, I mean, he's still got some years left on him. It's going to be hard if you guys get another quarterback to replace what that is. I mean, you see there's teams all over the NFL. I mean, you see what's happening with the Browns. They've had how many starting quarterbacks in the last 30 years?
It's 24 or something. It's crazy.
An unbelievable number, right? So, you guys have a quarterback that can do it. And I agree with you, Ivory. I blame Jerry Jones as well. But, he's an older owner in his latter years. He's doing whatever he thinks he can to win. I just think he's in his own way.
Yeah, 100%. And like I brought up earlier about Al Davis passing away, then the Raiders got good for a couple of years. I don't want Jerry Jones to die, but at the same time, death is inevitable.
Yes, it is.
It's tough because there's, of course, from the outside perspective, Monday morning quarterbacking, pun intended, it's a lot easier to be able to say what they should and shouldn't do. But at the same time, I know it's a tough job, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, like Kent already alluded to, it's been 30 years, man. Like, what gives? Get out of the way.
Wait a minute. I thought we were about to hear him curse. Did you hear it, Kent?
He held back.
He almost let it slip. He almost let it slip.
It's funny because I try not to cuss on my podcast. I cuss every day, all the time. But I was like, I try not to on my podcast so I can have people listen in their cars with their kids and stuff, and it won't be anything too big of an issue. But yes, I was very close. Very,
it's
very
okay.
close.
That's all right. You didn't have to curse, man. We know what you meant. I could feel it.
I'm glad we're not on FaceTime video right now.
I wanted to ask you, are the Eagles like your top rival for being a Cowboy fan?
Man, that's a great question, honestly. They are definitely top. I'd say top two.
Okay.
I'd say top two. But also,
who else would you put in there?
Unfortunately, at this point, so y'all, let me start back with some history. Steelers, 49ers, of course. That rivalry right there is huge for me. Every time they play, that's just the old school. I know that it's a big game. We don't get to play them all the time, but it's history there. So that's always a big thing for me. But unfortunately, I don't even want to say it because you have to be competitive to do it. But they beat us this year as the Panthers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I say that, and I only say that is simply because living here in Carolina. If we didn't live here, it wouldn't even be a thing. You know what I'm saying? But having to deal with these Panthers fans all the time, every single thing, they win a game and the Cowboys lose and they could have one win on their season and you have to hear all of it. And it's just the last 3 years too, which is crazy to me, the Cowboys have come to Panthers Stadium and played. I have no idea why. Typically, you might get 2 good years out of that. This is the third year in a row that the Cowboys have come to Charlotte to play. And I didn't even go this year. I went the past 2 years, but I'm just why do they keep coming here? I would love to travel to Dallas and watch them play. But here we are.
Wow.
So
you know what, man? If I would have had to guess, you could have given me 10 guesses. I would have never thought that you would have said the Panthers. Yeah. It makes all the sense in the world because your Cowboys lose and you got to walk around the city wearing that L.
Yes, crazy.
Okay.
For years, until we play again. And of course they lose the third time. They probably won't play for another 5 years now. And so just having that, I'm like, nope. There's like people, Charlotte, the Carolina Panthers fans, they talk so much junk all the time. So unfortunately, it is a created rivalry by the Panthers fans, and so I'll give them that.
Yeah, and I wonder if that started, back when the Panthers beat Dallas in the playoffs way back.
I don't know, because of course, like I was a little kid then, but at the same time, like people do bring it up, of course, every once in a while, but that doesn't bother me. And like going forward and everything, like I really didn't. I think it was that doggone game that we played the Panthers on Thanksgiving a few years ago.
Yeah.
When they completely dominated. Like Luke Kuechly had like 2 touchdowns himself. It was so bad.
Yeah, Cam and Kuechly went off. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was like an interception, like pick 6, like the first like play of the game or something. It was just terrible. I think it's been like downhill from then, but just losing this year just made everything worse.
Okay.
But I digress.
So the Cowboys obviously they play as of this recording, they played tonight against the Raiders, and then like I said, the Cowboys play this Sunday. Big game, no matter when they play. Is it anything that's going to stand out for this game?
I'd say stand out wise, if it's going to be competitive, because I mean, like let's call it for what it is. The Eagles are a better team than the Cowboys this year, but it's one of those things where I don't know. I mean, the defense is we get Overshown back tonight. He hadn't played in almost a year. And so that's going to be super beneficial to our defense and staying healthy. But the Cowboys can keep up without a doubt on offense, but defense wins ball games,
Well, there's not much to keep up with the Eagles' offense right now, but that's what I was going to bring up. That I expect a close game, only because, like you said, it's at Dallas, so the offense is always clicking at home for Dallas. The Eagles' offense right now not really clicking for whatever reason. Their defense is playing
probably
strong.
That locker room.
Something. I don't know what it is. Maybe, like I said, we talk about it, new OC. I don't know what's going on, but that offense is hard to watch, but I'll take the wins every day of the week. But again, it will be an interesting matchup. I mean, just obvious, we're fans of both teams, but if you're just looking from the outside in, I mean, you're still, like you said, strong offense against a weak offense, like right now, a weak offense in Philly. But then Dallas's defense is weak, and Philly's defense is finally playing once they made those moves to get guys like Jaden Phillips. Nolan Smith came back from injury. So they're playing really well. So I think it's going to be a close game, as, normal divisional games go, rivalry games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That's what I expect. What about you, Logoff?
So I'm just I'll be the contrarian, and this isn't by design, but this is, I know how games go in this division. I've been watching the NFC East my entire life. These are the most unpredictable games. When you think it's going to go one way, it typically shifts and goes the other. I wouldn't be surprised if Dak puts up 400 yards, he scores 4 or 5 touchdowns, and they blow the Eagles out. Wouldn't shock me at all. So I do think the game would be competitive, but and I think it's safe to say, and this is not even trying to be an insult, to the Cowboys or you, Ivory, as a Cowboy fan.
I've heard it all.
You probably heard it all already this year.
Yeah, you're good. No offense taken.
I'm the one thing I'm confident in is that they know that they don't have a ton to play for. This is their moment to just, here you go, everybody, eat it.
Right.
We're just gonna play the spoiler, and we're gonna get all the highlights. And Jerry can go after the game and do his round huddle press conference talking to the media. This is a moment for them to just have a statement game in the middle of a season that isn't gonna have like a fruitful playoff run. So this is the types of games that they get up for, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if they win by double digits.
And so that's the thing with like being a Cowboys fan. I could also see the other side of that as well, to where like we sometimes don't perform well at home. We've had probably won more away games than we have home games overall since the stadium was actually built. And I mean, with Dallas also, I mean, I don't know. It's just tough when it comes to that because I feel like everybody plays their absolute best against Dallas every time. I feel like we've had like probably 4 blowout games that I could even recall in the last decade. But at the same time, I mean, I could definitely see what you're saying. It's just like, let's just, whatever. It's just like, let's go hammer them, you know?
Put it all out, lay it all out on the line. We've got nothing to lose, guys. You know, let's go see if we can, try to, ruin the Eagle season.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, that would be huge.
Would not shock me at all.
Yeah,
well,
I can see that.
Yeah, Dallas will be. I think they'll be they'll be still battling for that playoff spot because I think they beat the Raiders tonight, and then again, that's a big game for Dallas. It's going to be a bigger game for Dallas, but it's going to be a big game either way. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, Stephen A. Smith going to be talking about it regardless, yelling about it to somebody.
Always wearing his cowboy.
Yeah, with that hat on. with that Cam Newton hat on.
That yarmulke.
Oh man!
I call his hairline a yarmulke, anyways, because it sits so far back.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man. All right, so we're going to shift to something different, still keeping up with a rivalry as we talked about the Eagles-Cowboys rivalry and other rivalries with the Cowboys. Let's just go across all sports here. What's y'all's favorite, or Ivory, what's yours first? Like, what's your favorite rivalry outside of anything with the Cowboys?
Carolina Duke, all day.
Yeah, all day, yep.
All day, yeah. I mean, being from North Carolina, I mean, that's definitely, I mean, that's my number one rivalry, period. Point blank. It's Tar Heels all day for me, but like rival-wise, definitely. Especially I always say we took out the shredder, but we took out Coach K,
Yeah.
Hey,
Gotcha.
I'm a Duke fan, so yeah, that hurts.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Logoff likes Carolina too. We used to argue. I think that's the one thing we didn't agree on.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing. Like I've been in the Charlotte area about 19 years now, almost 2 decades, and it was one of those things where I didn't understand the culture of Carolina Duke, and I had someone. It was a true. Morning soap opera moment where they sat me down and said, "Listen, young man, you have to understand that you have to pick a side in this. You can't be neutral. You have to be either UNC or Duke. You gotta pick one."
Facts.
And I was getting pressure from the Duke side. You know what? I mean, Jordan did. He was a Tar Heel. I can make that about. My basketball fandom. It's like, you know what? Fine, I'll take Carolina. I had to pick a side, and personally, I think they have the prettier color blue.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, yeah, baby.
They got a great blue. That's a all-time rival, sports rivalry. My favorite rivalry in all of sports, and you had a really good one, Ivory, when you said Steelers 49ers, just old school gridiron, cutthroat football, professional football.
Yeah.
But for me, my version of that is Steelers Ravens.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's more because the
early
Steelers
2000s.
are, yes, the Steelers are the old historic guard. And the Ravens were the new, flashy, super energetic franchise, in a city that's really gritty, hard nosed, like Baltimore. And those games are always competitive. If the teams are terrible, it doesn't matter. It's always a great showing to watch those teams play. And they've always had, good coaching. They've always had good quarterbacks. They've always had good defenses.
Good fans. Yeah.
It's like fantastic fans that travel well, and it just always holds up as a rivalry game that you can watch any year, and it always seems to deliver, whether in Pittsburgh or in Baltimore. So I'm going to take Ravens Steelers.
Nah, I mean, I could see that for sure, because there was a once upon a time where I'd rather watch that game than somebody, maybe the Cowboys was playing. You know, when you watch your own team, it's phenomenal. You look at it differently than watching other teams. However, when you get to that Ray Lewis, you know, versus Ben Roethlisberger, and you got the Troy Polamalu, you know, like
Hines Ward.
Yeah,
oh man,
like it's crazy, man. It's just that, like, the defense is worth something I look forward to more than even the offenses, and that's coming from an offensive perspective type of person, regardless of what sport it is. Like those defenses,
Gotcha.
you know, Ed Reed, man, it was just stupid.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a great point.
Yeah,
that's a great point for sure.
Awesome. All right, Kent, you're up, man. What you got?
Yo, so first I'm going to agree Duke Carolina is the number one rivalry.
Right.
I also believe college sports rivalries are better than the pros overall, whether it's Duke Carolina,
I can see that too.
Michigan, Ohio State in football. I just think college the fans, the atmosphere. I mean, you go to school, you know, there's like a lot more I think tied into it. So
there's a culture attached.
There's a culture, like I say, you go, you went there, alum, whatever. Yeah, I think it's just
like high school back in the day. Not to cut you off, but you know, like just because you know the fans know the players know the fans, and you're a town over, and like that stuff right there, like going to college where it's like expanded exponentially. It's just like that's it. No, so I agree completely with that.
Yeah, and I've noticed in other sports, and I'll tell you mine in a minute, but in other sports like baseball, like Yankees, Red Sox played in the playoffs. I don't think anybody really cared.
No,
it's changed in the last 20 years. I think it's kind of, I don't know why, but like that rivalry's died down. But that's another historic. Lakers Celtics back was huge. Bulls Pistons Bulls. I mean, anybody the Bulls played, but
right.
You know
Bulls,
what I mean?
Utah Jazz.
Yeah, anybody. So, but yeah, so I definitely think college over pro. I think mine is still because I'm such it's because I'm such a diehard Eagles fan. It is the Cowboys. Like, I treat that game like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean,
I get that.
There's
for sure.
video. There's video if you search on social media. So Logoff again, you won't see it. It was like a few years ago. It was a few years ago, and it was Christmas Eve when the Cowboys-Eagles played, and Eagles had Gardner Minshew as their quarterback because Hurts was out. And I remember Dallas converting like it was like a third and forever. And I jumped up, yelled, cursed, and scared my mama half to death on the couch. Like it's like, and then my wife's like saying like, "Well, you can't act like that in front of everybody. It's Christmas." I was like, "No, yes, I can." Like, I don't change. I don't change for the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, everybody gets a warning. Yeah, everybody gets a warning that if you're in the house, at my house, or I'm at your house, and we're watching the Eagles, I don't care who they're playing, but Eagles Cowboys especially. Yeah, it's gonna get a little testy, but that's my biggest one. But definitely think Duke Carolina and college over pro.
Nah, I get that for sure because like watching and the biggest thing for me, of course, you've probably had this feeling as well. Yes, that Eagles Cowboys rivalry is amazing, and I'm not trying to take anything away from it. It's just I have to have the Cowboys being good. Playing the Eagles because it's so disappointing when they're not.
Yeah, that does make sense. But
yeah,
but if they would win,
well, like I said, I'm telling you, they have a better shot than you think. Oh, yeah. I could be horribly wrong on this, and I can hear you right now, Kent. You biting your bottom lip right now. I hear it.
I'm just thinking about I believe you because I watched them lose to the New York Giants.
Well, now I have some great motivation too, and you guys do too. So for your next episode and my next episode, when I'm by myself on the show, I will be mentioning if we do win.
We'll see how it goes, man.
Yeah, right.
We'll see what the football gods have in store for us.
Amen.
Yeah, the fallout next week. Just feel for Logoff because he's gonna have to deal with me some way or the other.
Right.
It's all right. I'm ready. I'm used to it.
right, so we're going to shift to the next topic. It's a fun, random topic, sort of. We're going to talk about favorite sports athlete and why. And when we posed this question, it's not so much like your favorite athlete on the court, on the field. It could be off the court, off the field. So who do you have, sense. Ivory?
So I'll pick one of them, but I have like 4 that are my top. And so I'll give you my 4, and then I'll say number 1.
Okay.
So we got Tiger Woods, we got Kobe Bryant, we got Deion Sanders, and we got Michael Jordan. And so if I had to choose, my number 1 is going to be Deion Sanders.
Okay, wow.
Athlete of all time, played for the Cowboys, and also the respect that I've even earned for him outside of football from coaching his sons, being a family man. I'm a big family guy, and just him also taking it to the baseball field with the Atlanta Braves and being so phenomenal, the speed that he has when he was at Florida State. I mean, just overall his career as an athlete, a freak athlete, was just phenomenal, you know. And so I gotta say that's my number 1, even though my overall number 1 would be like Michael Jordan when it comes to like sports and way I grew up as far as basketball goes, because that was literally all I knew. Ball was literally life when it came to me growing up playing basketball, you know. But like overall, I would definitely say Deion Sanders just because of that. And Kobe Bryant, you know, shout out Kobe. His mentality is something that I had before I was even a huge Kobe fan, because growing up, I wasn't a massive Kobe fan. I was one of those people like, oh, he's just trying to be like Michael Jordan, you know?
I felt the same way, man. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. And then I found a respect for him later on, like in my, I guess, early 20s. And I just started liking him even more because it was literally like Mamba mentality was created. I'm just like, kill or be killed. Like, that was his instinct. Like, I'm arriving early. I'm like, why would I pass you the ball? I saw you at practice, you know? Like, I'm not going to pass you the ball for that, you know? And so, like, that's just my thing with Kobe. His mentality is phenomenal. And Tiger, I'm obsessed with golf, you know? And so that's a huge thing for me. And the reason why I even paid attention to golf, started playing golf, was because of Tiger Woods. And so, like, golf is my new obsession. It's literally an obsession. And so that's all I know. And so I'm like, he has to be up there. I mean, I got everybody except for Deion currently tatted on me right now. And so, like, Deion was next in line to have, like, a picture of him in a Cowboys jersey and a cowboy hat with, like, his big shades on from, like, Colorado coaching football. So that's my next tattoo.
What about What about Deion's music career? How do you feel about that?
Hey, I loved it with the big gold chains and everything. Absolutely.
Must be the money. Yeah.
It's a whole vibe. Must be the money. A whole vibe, man. Yeah.
That's right.
I love Deion, like, when it comes to, like, somebody being so well-rounded to try things like that. Like, that's why I'm, like, a big Jamie Foxx guy or, like, a big Eddie Murphy guy, because they can act, they can do comedy, they can sing. You know, Jamie's phenomenal when it comes to singing, but he can do all of the above. And so I just like well-rounded people, and that's why I chose Deion as the number 1.
Got you. Can't go wrong with any of those.
Yeah, no, good pick. Kent, you go. I'll close out with mine.
No, I want you to go.
No. No. You go. Because I think mine's gonna. I think mine will be respected, but I don't think you guys will see mine coming. It's no one that's been mentioned thus far. Right. So yeah, you go ahead. Okay. Go ahead and lead us off.
Let me just go through my, like you said, little backstory for everything, and then I'll give you my. I'm gonna go a different direction though. But so baseball wise, growing up, my favorite player was Jose Canseco. Then he let me down. Basketball, I mean. Again, we talk about this Hornets fan. I think we acknowledge that Baron Davis was my all-time Hornet, but it's really tough.
Love it.
Yeah, but it was huge. That was a good time for the Hornets too.
Absolutely.
Football. I mean, Eagles. Obviously, McNabb is probably my favorite, and we've talked about this before. Cunningham was the reason, though. Randall Cunningham was the reason I became an Eagles fan. But McNabb was definitely my favorite. But I'm gonna go off the court because, like I said, said, your heroes, your idols, they let you down. One guy that doesn't let you down, and not to say that I was a huge fan of his when he played in college. I supported him in the pros. I even watched him go play baseball one time. Actually, a couple times. I don't think there's anybody that I could respect more than Tim Tebow.
Love Tim.
Wow.
Tim.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Tim.
Yeah, and I'm going off the court. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I didn't mention Tim Duncan with the Spurs. My bad. I forgot about him. But yeah, Tim Tebow is probably my favorite athlete off the court. Again, all that he does, anytime he speaks, again, obviously a Christian, talks about God. But again, he has, he said really good perspective, really good thoughts, really good takes on a lot of stuff outside sports, life. And I've yet to find a flaw in the dude. So, yeah.
No, I love Tim Tebow. I was a Gators fan growing up watching college football because, I was a Cowboys fan. And so I found out when I was young that Emmitt Smith went to Florida. Yep. And so literally just stuck with the Gators. And then I still pull for him, but I don't watch him as much as I used to, of course, when Tim Tebow was there, And growing up with Brandon Spikes, knowing him personally, I paid attention like crazy back in the early mid 2000s whenever I lived in California when they was running it up.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah. No, yeah, and Tebow's a good one, man. I didn't see that one coming.
I know that.
So mine. So you're not gonna see mine coming either, and mine is easily my favorite athlete of all time. Great player in college, good enough clearly to go into the NBA. Had a fantastic NBA career, but was never able to make it over the hump. But the main reason why I've always loved and respected this player and this athlete and this personality is because they were always authentically them. It was never a question about whether or not you were going to get the real version of this human being. And I'm going to go
Do we get to guess?
Go.
I was just based off of that, after you saying we would never be able to find out, I was like, can we at least guess?
Go. No, what you got?
No, it's not going to be right, but I'm going to go Allen Iverson.
Not bad. Not a bad guess. But that's not my pick.
All right.
Kent, you go. What you got, Kent?
I don't have a guess. I have no earthly idea. Because like I said, you're not a fan of a team, so.
I am not, and I will say that I was a fan, like growing up, like watching them play, and it's gonna make all the sense in the world. But it's one Mr. Sir Charles Barkley.
Okay.
Charles Barkley, nice. Okay.
To this day on television, terrible.
Terrible.
When you hear Charles Barkley talk, you are getting how his real, true feelings on any subject matter.
1,000%.
That man is authentically him. I know where Leeds, Alabama is on a map because of that man. Because he's super supportive of where he's from and the people of his community, back in Alabama. And I've followed his entire career, from Phoenix, Houston days, all that stuff. But I've always loved him, and his personality has always been intoxicating. And anyone who's kind of met him just kind of on the street, they always have these heartwarming stories about, hey man, Charles Barkley, paid for me to fix my car. We were out to dinner and Charles Barkley just picked up our tab. Just little things like that, and he never wants credit for it. But there's a lot of mystery and things around him that's been following him for decades. So yeah, my favorite, I gotta go with Mr. Barkley.
I'm a huge Charles Barkley fan, so I love that answer. And fun fact, it's not about Charles Barkley, but I got to meet Ernie Johnson.
Nice.
At a golf tournament here in Charlotte a few years ago. It was actually on his birthday, and I did not know that until that night.
Afterwards?
That night, I did not know it until that night. Because cool story about Ernie Johnson, and sorry to hijack the story. I got
go.
With Ernie Johnson, like, so me and my wife was at the golf tournament in Charlotte. He's driving by on himself on a golf cart, driving around, and I'm just like, oh snap, that's Ernie Johnson. I'm like, Ernie. And he literally like turns the golf cart around, comes back, hops off, gets out, shakes my hand, puts his hand out to shake my hand, introduces himself, and we start talking for like 5 whole minutes, just about any and everything. And then I got a picture with him, and I did not know it was his birthday, and like then he drove off and found out later that night. But it was such an amazing interaction. And so I know, like, between Charles Barkley and Ernie Johnson, they have their podcast, and I love the episodes so far that they've had. They don't do enough of them, but I absolutely love listening to them. And so Charles Barkley, I got to learn so much about him over the last probably 2 years just by listening to him talk a little bit more as a guest on podcast and on him and Ernie Johnson's show. And it's just really cool. It's a phenomenal answer. I love Charles Barkley.
Yeah, the Steam Room podcast.
Yes,
with Ernie and Charles. Yeah, it's a really good listen. And you're right, they don't have enough episodes.
Right.
They don't do it enough.
Yeah.
But hopefully, with the NBA season being geared up and them being in the same vicinity, hopefully they make more episodes.
I hope so. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, between Tim Tebow and Charles Barkley, I mean, I love both of those. So I mean, that's great. That's awesome.
Ooh.
Fun.
F-U-N. Now we're having fun.
All right, we're going to go to our last topic of the episode. It's a bonus topic. Since we have Ivory with us, we're just going to do favorite local athlete, since we are all in here locally in the Charlotte area. And we put on there, you could be born and raised, or just someone who played locally here for Hornets, Panthers, Knights. Checkers is on here. I don't know anybody ever played for the Checkers. But
by the way, you put Checkers on there. I would have never put Checkers on that list.
I don't think I did, but but it could be anything, anybody. It could be someone who is from the area and made it, or anybody. So I just want to make that clear. So Ivory, what do you have?
So I feel like I might have to say my first answer and then go to you guys and then give another answer, because the first person I have to state because they are my top 3 favorite NBA player of all time, and it is Steph Curry. And I say Steph Curry because I grew up playing with and against Steph Curry. So his birthday is 4 days before mine. We're the same age. We grew up playing AAU basketball against each other majority of the time. And I got his dad's autograph probably 10 times and don't know where any of the autographs are, because he would come to the games, of course. And so I'm not sure. Kent, you're familiar with what Holy Angels is right now. It used to be the YMCA back in the day. And so Steph's team, the Charlotte Stars, used to come play against us, the East Gaston Sharks, almost every other weekend, once a month or whatever. They would come over there for AAU tournaments. And so that's where I would get his dad's autograph all the time, just to have it, I guess. But yeah, so I played against him from probably the age of 9 years old till probably, it was till we were 18 years old. And so just playing against him, and he was nothing compared to what he is now. And that's no disrespect to him, of course, and he knows that he wasn't anywhere close to what he was or what he is now. And so watching him turn into that and knowing him and his game, and it's just been such a honor to actually watch, And so being able to see that happen and where he came from and where he started from, and even though, of course, his dad, people might write it off and say his dad was in the league. I get that for sure. But at the same time, he earned where he is, outside of genetics and everything, he literally earned where he is today, because he wasn't that guy when it came to playing against me and everything growing up. So he's definitely got to be my favorite local.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I had no idea you played again. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
That is a story you should tell every day.
Awesome. Yeah, and I will say this, and I'll have to save this story for another day. I have literally been in Del Curry's home.
I was wondering if you were going to tell this.
No kidding. Really?
I would have to save it for another episode. I've actually
Why?
I've been in Stephen Curry's bedroom. True story. 100 hand on the Bible. Yes, that's a real thing that's happened.
I believe it, because why would anybody say that they've been in Stephen Curry's bedroom if they?
It's a very interesting, highly intoxicated story. I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
Kent, do you want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go. Obviously,
go.
Steph Curry would have been up there, like you said, from the area, and he's obviously a huge star. And watching him at Davidson, and then now with the Warriors, it's just cool to see him. Obviously, the connection to the Hornets as well because of Dell. But I won't. That won't be my pick. It's the guy that when he played, Logoff knows this. I would defend him to my dying day, and that's Cam Newton.
Cameron. I'm sorry. Is it Cameron Jarrell Newton?
Yeah. I had the arguments and the defense I had to put up for this man to prove that he was the best quarterback, best player in Carolina Panther history. Every day, all the time, still do it to this day. Like I said, I had to defend him, and I think he was just unbelievable. He's the greatest athlete to play here for a Charlotte franchise. I put him above everybody and anybody ever played for the Panthers, Hornets. Only MVP in professional sports that's been through here playing for these teams. And then, like you said, if you do, Logoff knows the story. Obviously, my kids, we met. We used to go to the Panther practices. Got pictures with Cam. And the one time he was kind of told to stop and take a picture. The next time, he literally, we got there early, and I'm going to make this short and sweet, but I have to tell it because, But we got there early to the practice, and this is like 10 years ago. And then all of a sudden, they go, the players walk down the sidewalk, they go in, and then people start showing up later and later and later and later. So we're standing like right in front of the gate when they come out, and then, people are like crowding us. Right, so then when Cam is coming out, then it's everybody's reaching and grabbing and wanting, his attention. I guess he remembered that we were there first, and he literally, like you said, if you could see me, he literally parted the sea. He told everybody to back up and move out of the way, and he pointed to my son Kingston, and he went straight to him, took the pic, grabbed a football, signed it. Daughter was in the picture too because she had to tag along with us that day. But that was cool. Not only because of that, but that just made me like him more. I just always thought he got a bad rap too, that he was doing so much in the community and everybody was judging him all this other stuff. And he was, he's different for sure as you see him on TV. But as a football player, and I think as a person, like I said, within the community, here in Charlotte, he was obviously really, really good and did great things. And he's my number one guy, and as a local athlete who played here.
Awesome. No, that's nice, man. And by the way, that picture when he was looking away with Kingston is hilarious. It still makes me laugh. Yeah. Like I remember, I don't have that picture, but I remember it where his head's turned. It's a funny picture.
And then also, once we got the good picture, remember how I cropped out that other little boy that was just looking in jealousy?
Yeah. You had to get that other kid out of there. Had to get him out of the picture.
Well, the Cam had already parted him. But yeah, cool story. But anyways.
Yeah. I like Cam. Like, I agree with you completely on that. He is the greatest Charlotte sports star in the history of the sports. I completely agree with that.
All right, so I didn't really have an answer for this question, but I kind of set myself up with the way I phrased this question to get this person on this and I didn't even know it. All right, so I'm gonna be upfront about that because I didn't say in the question your favorite local athlete from Charlotte or I said the Charlotte area, so which means the surrounding area counts, the metro. All right, so
we'll see.
Interestingly enough, I am gonna go with a player that is from this area that has both been a Carolina Panther and currently a Dallas Cowboy. I'm going with Mr. Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh, okay, okay.
Born and raised in Rock Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And played high school football as a dominating force in Rock Hill, South Point High School. I'm going to go with Jadeveon Clowney. And then, of course, we all remember what he did, when he went and played in South Carolina. Have the highlight reel of all defensive, college player highlight reels.
Of all time.
He was unbelievable, incredible. I wish that his professional career was a little more high-end as an athlete. But I just remember how electric he was, playing at South Carolina, getting drafted. He had some flashes of greatness in the pros as well, and he's still well-traveled. And, even being a little having lost a step a little bit, he's still in the league now. And, like I said, still currently on the roster for your Dallas Cowboys. So, for me, he's just kind of the ones that kind of stuck out to me. So, yeah, I'm going to ride with Jadeveon Clowney. Rock Hill's own.
Nah, that's a phenomenal answer. I thought you was actually going to say, I wish he wouldn't have went to the Cowboys, but I still chose
No.
him.
No. I'm honestly, I'm glad he's still in the league because, you know what it's like, especially for aging defensive players who may have lost a step. But, he's a veteran player now. And clearly he's got enough of a work ethic, for the Cowboys to bring him in and say, you know what, yeah, we're going to give this dude a roster spot. That means something. So, yeah, I'm gonna ride with Rock Hill's Jadeveon Clowney.
No, I like that answer too. And I guess I'm gonna go back around one more time since Steph Curry was my obvious answer. And so I'll just say this real quick. I'm gonna go with Chris Leak because he was easily one of my favorite athletes of all time in this area growing up, and just not getting to see him a whole lot, but just hearing about him and then seeing his career with going to the Florida Gators, that was the icing on the cake for me. And so Chris Leak for sure, just his high school record is undefeated, literally and figuratively. And he's just was a phenomenal football player.
Got it.
That's a really good one.
That's a good one.
All right. Well,
awesome.
We're going to close this out. Ivory, again, thank you for being with us. Again, you have your podcast, Ivory Soapbox. We want everyone to go listen to your podcast, check you out.
Yeah, Ivory, go ahead and give us an official plug.
Yeah.
Official plug is I am everywhere that podcasts can be found. Ivory Soapbox. It's literally a play on words from being the host of being on my soapbox. My name's Ivory. Ivory like the soap. There you go. Everywhere, anywhere that you can find a podcast, you are appreciated to listen to everything, to watch video. I'm on YouTube as well. I throw my videos on there also. But I just want to say I'm thankful to be on you guys' show tonight, and I will definitely have you guys on my show in the future if you will want to be on there.
Oh, for sure.
I don't want to be on a Cowboys fan podcast. No, I'm joking.
For sure. We will definitely be on your show whenever you want us. And, we'll probably do this again on our show. This may be continue. I like this.
I love this.
This was fun. We loved having you. And again, hopefully maybe we can, stay in touch and we both help each other grow our podcast together. This is fun. It's cool. Thank you for being with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, we appreciate you being on, man.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.